What is up, everybody? Welcome to Craft. So happy to have you.
Yes, we are.
Because today is an exciting day, but it's also kind of a sad day because it is the season finale, episode number 16.
We are in part 2, people.
Of The Bad Batch.
The end game.
I know. It feels a little weird.
Yep.
Because obviously I'm excited about this episode because of what happened in the last one, right?
Yep.
A lot
They
of
brought
stuff-
it. They brought it in the last episode.
Definitely
Dave.
brought it. Oh my gosh.
Dave, my man. You didn't fail us, Dave.
He brought it together, and
Yeah.
here's what I think, right? Like, the two things that stood out to me in the last episode were, number one, the interaction between Hunter and Crosshair, the surprising amount of emotion, which I don't think anybody expected, especially from Crosshair. Right?
Crosshair's back, people.
Yeah.
He's with the Bad Batch again. We got the whole crew together.
Yeah, and number
good.
two is the destruction of Kamino, which hit harder than I was expecting.
It went from a random Battlefront level to like, oh man, that hurt.
Yeah,
that
and
hurt
look,
a little.
lot across the internet, people were
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, watching Kamino get destroyed was pretty emotional because it's like it was a whole era of the Clone Wars and just seeing it constantly. For it sort of represented an end of an era. So
Only
to speak.
Dave can make us feel this way, man.
Yeah. I mean, look again, right? There's one episode left. This finale. Let's see if there's something new that's brought in. Let's see how they're gonna transition. Into
Are they
going to
pull
season.
a Mandalorian and bring in some random Jedi
We'll
or
see.
something?
We'll see. There's a lot could happen in this episode for sure. I'm excited though, but at the same time, it's like it sort of feels like the days before summer vacation, where it's like you know you're gonna see your friends in a few months, but it's still sad. It's still kind of sad because we spent 16 weeks with these characters,
God.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy to think it's been that
Hey,
long.
if you haven't already, if you haven't seen the prior episodes,
Yeah, make sure you
what
guys
are you
go
doing,
watch.
man? Come on.
Make sure you guys
back,
go watch.
Watch them. We promise it's going to be a good time for you.
Yeah.
Come back and rejoin us, and we'll go watch this together.
100%, because I mean it has been a journey for sure, but I know this is going to be good.
Yeah.
And if you're here for the first time, guys, welcome. We're so happy
Thanks
to
for
have
being
you.
here.
We do reactions, we do reviews to movies, TV shows, all the things that we love. And so if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And with that out of the way, let's get into it.
Let's jump right in.
Okay,
All right.
guys, season
We
finale.
We in and out, boys and girls.
Oh, yes.
Kamino lost. Oh yeah. You know it's good when you start at the head of a battle cruiser.
Oh, Omega and Crosshair mini team up right here.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Got the bow.
That bow coming in handy.
Wow, I love her. Look what she's become. She's like taking all this initiative. She's a leader now. Oh. Are those all clones?
Oh wow.
Oh no, man.
Oh jeez.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Dude, the Empire just committed genocide, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Oh my god. How are they gonna get off?
Yeah, they don't have a ship. They don't have.
See, something tells me they're gonna discover what's underneath.
I believe we have landed on the ocean.
The ocean
See?
floor, I guess so.
See?
I guess so.
The damage. Most of the facility.
See?
Okay, so let's see. What are they gonna find down here on the ocean floor?
Ancient Jedi Temple?
Well, I mean, everything's sunk, so.
Yeah, everything's on ancient
Our
Jedi
old
Temple.
barracks is one of all those missions together.
There it is! There's that motion again! There's
We made a
the
choice.
motion again!
Certainty.
Better than staying here.
We have to try.
She's calling the
See? Yeah.
She's calling the shots now?
You betcha.
Idea.
Oh, there it is.
something on your tiny mind.
Oh, God.
Don't fight.
All that time, you didn't even try to come back.
Oh.
We still would have taken you.
Oh,
man.
oh,
Has
Ricker.
always been severe. I am not. Understanding you does not mean that I agree with you.
Reasonable.
Tech is underrated.
See,
man.
this is the interaction I want, right? Between them, understanding, knowing each other's nature. This is the good stuff.
Let's just turn to Jaws.
There we
are.
There it is.
You can't have a gigantic ocean without a big, gigantic ocean creature.
Nope.
I mean,
I called it in the last episode. I was like, there's some big thing down there.
Mutations were manipulated and enhanced.
Yep, back to the lab.
so going back to their roots, their room where they were born.
Omega
She was there.
created before us. Technically,
Oh, wow.
She's older, yeah.
Yep.
Don't fool yourself. All you'll ever be to them is a number.
Damn. All you'll ever be to them is a number. Yep. Not wrong. Why is he clutching his head? Why is he clutching his head?
On Camino, did you?
Go away.
I understand.
All it takes.
Much of my life.
Can you guide us to the surface?
Barring any extraneous complications, I should be able to complete the task.
You meaning your power going out?
Yeah.
We all know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We all know what's gonna happen. So basically, this episode is just kind of forcing all of them to work together in a survival situation
And confront
and
the
confront
issues.
things. Yeah,
You know?
okay. I got no problem with that.
Oh, wait. Omega's by herself?
Uh-oh.
Ominous?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Doing great, AZ.
Oh.
Well, we saw that coming, didn't we?
I'm on some degree. It's okay. AZ's got me.
For
Oh,
now.
no! Reserve power!
For now.
Oh, no!
Man.
Oh, no!
Oh.
Oh, no! AZ! AZ!
My man.
No!
I'm going after AZ.
What?
Oh! Oh!
Bro! What are you doing?
Omega! Are you kidding me? Damn it, Omega!
She wouldn't be Omega if she wasn't doing
That's
stuff
true.
like this.
That's true.
Going in.
What the? What?
Oh! What are you doing? Crosshair! Oh! Dang!
Dude!
Crosshair, my man!
What are you doing, man?
Oh! Ooh. Wow!
Snipe.
Wow!
Sniper!
They all had their
Sniper.
guns pointed at him. They all had their guns pointed at him. Damn!
Dang!
Didn't see that coming. And it's the two of them left, Omega and Crosshair.
You're still their brother, Crosshair. You're my brother too.
You're my brother
Oh,
too.
man.
You're my brother too.
Promised myself I wouldn't cry.
Oh.
She always pulls out these lines. We'll see what the future holds.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna still come around at some point.
Eventually.
When he sees the truth.
Right.
Of your scientific talents, the Empire has.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
things planned for you.
Snoke, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, guys, that was the season finale of The Bad Batch. Huh.
I'm not sure how much there is to unpack here.
Yeah.
So Jeff, let me ask you first, right? What stood out to you in this episode?
Okay, so one thing I've wanted from very, very beginning of the show is, and this is something we actually debated in when we were watching Marvel's What If, was this idea of emotion, right? And here's the thing: with the Bad Batch, they're clones, right? And they're the role that they've played are as soldiers, as sort of they always follow orders. But in the Clone Wars, we saw, the emotional journeys of a lot of the clones. And so going into the Bad Batch, that's really what I wanted, right? And I think the one thing that stood out to me, probably the only thing, if I'm going to be honest, was the fact that the Bad Batch actually had conversations with each other, right? Like about about Crosshair, because Crosshair and Tech, they talked with each other. Wrecker and Crosshair talk with each other, right? And without Omega being this medium for all of them, they actually have a conversation with each other about who they are, and I liked that. I mean, I know Chris, you don't care so much about that stuff, but to me, that is really the only thing that stood out, because I'm like, finally, they're talking to each other about their expectations, about their feelings,
Yep,
right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So what about you? What stood out to you?
I mean, so let's be honest, right? From a purely like action stuff happening standpoint, not a lot going on.
Not a lot.
Okay, let's just be honest. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. Not every episode has to have crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And so because of that, really the only thing that did stand out was the interaction between the clones, right? Because I feel like the fall of Kamino was just kind of a medium to basically make this conversation happen.
Right. Yeah,
and so to me, really the most powerful moment was just at the end where Omega is standing there saying, you know, you're our brother, right? You're always going to be our brother kind of thing.
Yeah.
The rest of it was, okay, you know, it basically just felt like a forced way to kind of, we're back in the room where all started.
Yeah.
We're back in the room where all started again.
One thing I'll say is I wish they would have discovered something.
I know,
something
like,
down there.
actually the Kaminoans have been working this for ancient technology.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for years, and we discovered the key to Omega.
Their clones, and they actually make their own clone army, something.
Yeah, and they were trying to, actually there's something before Cypher DS that was actually trying to, a Sith Empire.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nada.
It was just a conversation. Again, you kind of have to consider the audience. Is it kids? Is it us? Is it somewhere in between?
Yeah.
Where if you're going to lead into a whole new season, right? Like, okay, obviously we had the thing with Nal say at the end, we're going to have great things with you. But we already kind of know what those great things are.
Right. One good thing I'll point out was the consistency of Crosshair's character, because what we wanted was, he's going to come around.
And he's going to be buddy with them.
But he sticks to his guns. He's like, no, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. Right. And in spite of all the pleading and all the, Crosshair, come with us. No, he's consistent. I think that's a good thing. It's sort of a maddening thing, but because you want him to go with them, but it's also a good thing because that's a narrative.
There is some closure. Yeah. Because we know the chip is out. Yeah. We know he's not going to come around. Even with the Omega's big puppy dog eyes, he's not going to come around. All right, cool. We can move on. Yeah. Now the Bad Batch can do whatever they're going to do, which is what exactly?
Yeah, we don't know. And so I think this would be a good time, Chris, for you to tell me, right, and for us to discuss this show as a whole, right? Okay. Because now that we got the final sort of piece of the puzzle for this season, now we can look back and say, okay, was this journey worth it? Was the time we spent worth it? So what do you think? I mean, be objective, be honest. What do you think?
Okay. Let's preface this a little bit.
Yeah.
This show is following Clone Wars, the last season of Clone Wars, Rebels, The Mandalorian. So it's so hard to come and after all that and watch this.
That's true.
We got to be fair.
Yeah,
we got to be fair. But at the same time, coming after all those shows, you have to know you got to bring it. Yeah. And you've experienced all the experience of bringing from all those shows. You got to bring something new to the table. Yeah. And for me, this show as a whole didn't really do much to advance a whole lot. Because our thinking was, okay, you're going to the show. They're going to show life right after Order 66, which they kind of did. Yeah. The big question this whole show is answering is what happened to the clones. We kind of know. Yeah. So what's left? Yeah. What really is there? I mean, Omega as a character, I like her. Yeah. I hope that, she makes it into some of the later shows, Mandalorian season 2, whatever, 3. But quite honestly, the overall journey it's been very mediocre. Yeah. If I'm going to be honest. What do you think?
I would have to agree, because throughout this entire watching experience, right? I think a lot of fans are like, but the, Omega and, the Bad Batch. And I'm like, I found myself really trying hard to feel that, I love them so much. And I'm like, Omega's great, but the dynamic between them as a group is mediocre. I think that's a good word at best, because again, what I was expecting with this show was these brothers who have been through a lot together, who are different than the other clones, right? Going on these big missions, right? Learning about each other.
And they did do some of that.
To a degree.
Yeah.
But Omega became the focus. And I thought, some people like that. I personally didn't. And I thought, maybe at the end, the season finale, we're going to see somehow some crazy thing
all
that's
the
happen.
dots get connected.
Exactly. And they didn't. It was just more of the same.
Yeah.
And I think now I can say with all justification that, there were some highlights for this show for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But was the journey worth it? For me personally, again, if you guys enjoyed the show, that's great. And we enjoyed the show at points too.
there's some great moments.
Yeah, not denying that at all.
But get some good information.
But for me, I just don't think that what I saw, 16 episodes of this, was necessarily worth the journey.
Yeah.
Because it just didn't hit the notes and emotional notes, action notes that I was expecting. Getting more specifically, Chris, the season finale, right? Did this feel like a season finale to you? It didn't really feel like one to me.
It felt like maybe like a mid-season, like kind of climax kind of situation.
They could have ended it on the last episode and it would have been like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen
True,
now?
that's true.
Because there was, the stakes were so high, right? Literally, Kamino's getting destroyed. They have Crosshair in their arms. Everything's going awry, right? That would have been a great moment.
See, the thing is, we didn't really learn anything about Kamino that we didn't already know.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going under the water...
No, that's not true, Chris. We learned that there's a big fish down there.
A
threatening big fish down there.
Yeah. So, there was a lot of opportunities lost
in
this episode, and you had a lot of time. Like, you had 2 parts, right? 2 parts.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, again, in my opinion, I wasn't really asking for this show. I don't really think anybody was asking for this show. It kind of seems like they were trying to meet a quota or something. Like, we need another Star Wars show. Yeah. Bad Batch.
Okay.
And there were some great moments.
Yeah.
There was a lot of very mediocre moments. Yeah. So to kind of add it all together, if we had to give a score, right, Jeff, what would your score be for, first of all, the season finale and also the show as a whole?
Okay, well,
so far,
I kind of compare this to the experience a lot of people have with Lost, right? Where it's like, okay, the moment by moment stuff, it's like, okay, well, this is all leading somewhere epic and amazing. If we just keep going, if we just keep believing, then eventually we'll get to that point. But I don't think it ever got there, right? And this season finale to me was sort of going to be the redemption moment where I was like, all right, they're going to show something that's just going to blow my mind
and get us hooked.
And get us hooked for the next season.
Yeah.
But again, to be honest, right, and forthright, it didn't. So for this season finale, the score I would give it is a 5 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
I know that's harsh. And for the show as a whole, right? For the show as a whole.
Taking all the big moments, everything into consideration.
Yeah. There is promise for Omega as a character and the Crosshair and all of them sort of interacting again.
Yeah.
But unless they really bring it with the next season, a lot more interclone interactions and dynamics, putting Omega to the side for a second, right? I started watching The Bad Batch for The Bad Batch, not Omega, right? And as great as she is, I want more of them, their personal journeys, their personal growth. I did not see that at all until the final few episodes of this entire season. So I will give this show and this first season, I'm going to say a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
How about you, Chris? Tell me. Unpack it for me.
Okay. For the season finale, right? This is a season finale. This is supposed to get us hooked for the next season. We're going to be like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Because again, we've seen that happen for Clone Wars. We've seen that happen for Mandalorian. Basically everything, right? Yeah. It didn't do that for me. In fact, and here's the big kind of question, right? Jeff, you're asking like, okay, we want to see more interclone interaction, right? And here's maybe the uncomfortable truth, which is we had that in this episode, and it didn't do much. It wasn't enough. Like this is what we wanted, we got it, and we're still like, I don't know.
We're left wanting.
And the thing is, maybe that's what Dave Filoni has realized is that's not really the strength of the show. The strength of the show is kind of like post Clone Wars kind of era stuff happening.
Yeah.
Which I would say over the course of the entire season, those were the cool things. Yeah. Where we saw, with what's her name's dad and the whole thing, those episodes, Hera's, that thing. It's like, okay, has nothing to do with the Bad Batch, more to do with the era itself.
Sure.
So to me, that was the strength of the thing, not the inner clone reaction. The thing is, to be honest, I don't want to see more of that because I don't care. Because even when they did it, I was like, this is not that great.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay, but it's not that great. So for this season, I'd give it basically probably a solid 8. Because there were a lot of episodes I did enjoy.
Sure.
For this episode in particular, from what I was expecting and what I got,
Yeah.
I would say probably like a 6.4.
Wow. Okay. A little bit higher than me.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, that was our review and reaction to The Bad Batch episode 16, the season finale.
Indeed.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes.
If you made it all to the end, you get a fist bump. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
There was a lot happened in this episode. Let us know in the comments. What did you guys think? Do you think we're being too harsh?
Maybe you loved it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. But we want to hear all about it. Argue, debate. Let's do it. And we're excited about that because with Star Wars, we all have our own opinions. We all have our own experience, right? But we're glad to share that with each other, no matter what it is. So let us know.
If you haven't watched the previous episodes, our previous reactions, go ahead and watch them. You'll have a good time.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen our other episodes, we've reacted to Mandalorian,
Yeah.
a lot of our Marvel shows, a lot of the Disney Plus shows. Go and check them out. I think you really have a good time with us. And as always, guys, we've appreciated you guys watching, making it through these 16 episodes.
Yes.
Hopefully the next season will be a little bit better. But as always, guys, thanks for being here. We'll see you later.
See you on the next one.
Bye, guys.